Day 3, Dare 3. Love is not selfish. Be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Give preference to one another in honor. Romans 12:10. If there were ever a word that basically means the opposite of love, it's selfishness. Unfortunately, it's something that is ingrained into every person from birth. Almost every sinful act ever committed can be traced back to a selfish moment. It's a trait that we hate in other people, but sometimes we justify in ourselves. You can't point out the many ways that your spouse is selfish without admitting that you can be selfish too. That would be hypocritical. Why do we have such low standards for ourselves but high expectations for our mate? The answer is just a painful pill to swallow. We're all selfish in some ways. When a husband puts his interests, his desires, and his priorities in front of his wife, that's a sign of selfishness. When a wife constantly complains about the time and energy she spends meeting the needs of her husband, that's a sign of selfishness. But love does not seek its own, according to 1 Corinthians 13:5. Loving couples, the ones who are enjoying the fullness purpose of marriage, they seek ways to take care of one another. True love looks for ways to say yes. You can't be acting out of real love and selfishness at the same time. Choosing to love your mate will cause you to say no to some things you want so you can say yes to what they need. It doesn't mean you can't ever experience happiness, but you don't negate the happiness of your spouse just so you can enjoy it yourself. The truth is, when you relinquish your rights for the sake of your mate, you get a chance to lose yourself for the greater purpose of marriage. No one knows you as well as your spouse. So that means no one will be quicker to recognize the change when you deliberately start sacrificing your wants and wishes to make sure your spouse's wishes are met. If you find it hard to sacrifice your own desires to benefit your spouse, then you may have a deeper problem with selfishness than you're ready to admit. Ask yourself these questions. Do I truly want what's best for my spouse? Do I want them to feel loved by me? Do they believe I have their best interests at heart? And do they see me as a loving spouse? Whether you like it or not, you have a reputation in the eyes of those around you, especially in the eyes of your spouse. But is it a loving reputation? Remember, your marriage partner has the challenge of loving a selfish person as well. So determine to be the first to demonstrate real love with your eyes wide open. And when all is said and done, you'll both be more fulfilled. Do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, but with humility of mind, regard one another more important than the other. So today's dare. Whatever you put your time, energy, and money into will become important to you. It's hard to care for something you're not invested in. So along with restraining from negative comments, buy your spouse something that says, "I was thinking of you today." I dare you. Now get to work.